Whew, okay, wow, it has been a while. In today's video, we're gonna talk about absolute territory, or as I like to call it, God's gift to humanity. Now, if you're not a degenerate like me, you're probably really confused as to what absolute territory is. Now, let me explain it to you the way the Oxford Dictionary describes it. You see, absolute territory, or Zetaryoki if you're a goddamn weeb, is described as the area of bare skin between thigh highs and mini skirts. Now, if you didn't immediately get a clear image of what that might look like in your head, then you're probably not a degenerate. And if you did, God has blessed you on this day. Now, for my people who are really still confused, allow me to introduce you to my religion. I want you to imagine that I'm an anime girl. And if I put my, actually don't imagine that I'm an anime girl. This is probably really disgusting to look at. If you somehow have not clicked off this video after that introduction, hi guys, my name is Evan. Welcome to my channel. Now allow me to formally explain. If there is one thing that I like personally as a man, it's thigh highs. Or I mean thighs in general, if I'm to be really honest. Now I didn't know how obsessed I was with this subclass of women's outfits until I watched it in anime and saw its true potential. Now don't get me wrong, real women can easily pull this off, but in its 2D animated form, the absolute territory looks like a piece of prime steak from your local Benihana's. For those of you who aren't, local Benihana's is actually this like really high-end restaurant, so just like use that and, you know, compare it to your own high-end restaurant. Actually, I could have just said like prime steak from Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. I feel like more people would have gotten that. The point I'm trying to make is that thighs are already perfection. They are God's gift to humanity. And thighs and thigh highs accompanied by miniskirts are the wombo combo of perfection. And if you're an intellectual like me, you're probably sitting there wondering, how far down can the thigh highs be for it to be considered absolute territory? Now, let's not mistake thigh highs for knee highs. Those are two separate things. Trust me, I'm an expert. And being the expert that I am, absolute territory should be about 4 to 6 inches between the thigh high and the miniskirt. And now that we know how to properly define and recognize absolute territory, I hope that when you go and watch your next anime, or you go on your next date and you spot a woman across the way, if it's not your date, I'm sorry for her, but if you spot a woman across the way and you see her in a miniskirt and thigh highs, all you have to do is appreciate them from the distance. That sounds so weird. Please don't do that. So now that you know how to spot absolute territory more clearly, let's examine some characters in anime that I personally fap to. I mean, that I personally praise as higher beings. We have Taiga from Toradora, and that's one more reason to like her. Not that you needed any more reasons, because I feel like everyone, literally everyone, loves Taiga. There's Rin Tosaka from the Fate series. I mean, there's also Shitoge from Nisekoi, and if there was a ranking scale of absolute territory, defining how much more perfect each character's absolute territory is, she would definitely be on top of that scale. And if any of my examples have not convinced you yet that this is your new religion, allow me to present you with one more example, one that I just discovered myself yesterday, and I can tell you quite frankly, I am now moist. But before we get into it, I first stated this on Twitter, so if you guys aren't following me over on Twitter, please go ahead and do that right now. I would really appreciate this. Also, quick announcement, I stream over on Twitch every single Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so tune in on Twitch, guys, if you want to see more of me, and if you don't want to follow me on Twitter, but you can at least tune in on Twitch and watch. I would really appreciate it. I love to hang out with you guys. And now that we have all of those announcements out of the way, yesterday at the time of this recording was the announcement of the brand new Sony PlayStation 5. Now, I am very much excited for the console itself, but more particularly, I'll be honest, I kind of want to have sex with it. No, hold up. I know that sounds kind of weird, but let me explain. Have y'all seen the curves on that console? I mean, look at this thing. Like, this thing is not rigid or stiff or hard. This thing is curvy. I might even argue that the PlayStation 5 has more curves than my ex-girlfriend. Heck, even my current girlfriend. I actually don't have a girlfriend. I'm actually really single and lonely. But anyway, I know I'm not alone in thinking that, because the internet was really quick to transform this PlayStation looking 5 into a waifu. And lo and behold, everything that I thought about this console proved to be more correct. I definitely still want to have sex with it. It's definitely absolutely gorgeous to look at, and what do you know, guys? It has absolute territory. Just look at the thickness in these thighs. You cannot go wrong with that. In fact, they're so thick that you could see them spilling over. Ugh. I just moaned out loud, and that's actually kind of weird, and I hope I never do that again. Anyway, in conclusion, more women should just wear thigh highs and miniskirts. And before you start shouting at me, hold up, ladies. If you won't wear it, I will. So if this video gets 3,000 likes, I will wear a miniskirt and some thigh highs, and I'll show you guys my absolute territory. I'm probably gonna regret this, won't I? Anyway, guys, this video was brought to you at the request of one of my patrons, Olivia. If you guys wanted to go ahead and request one of your own videos from me, you can go ahead and check out my Patreon, check out the tiers. Quite frankly, I'm normally way too busy to do stuff like this, but I mean, I just really needed to talk about this. And if you got this far into the video, comment the word thick. That will definitely confuse the rest of the people who are watching if they see a lot of thicks in the comments. So comment the word thick down below.